Welcome. Ever been stuck at the airport? Of course you have. You're there, clutching a boarding pass that feels more like a lottery ticket for a prize you'll never win. Your flight is delayed, then delayed again, and suddenly you're living in a terminal, subsisting on overpriced Cinnabons and the dying battery of your phone. But what if I told you that you aren't completely powerless in this situation? You have rights, real rights that airlines don't exactly advertise. So let's pull back the curtain. This isn't just a rant. It's your survival manual for the airport jungle. Let's get this bread, or at least some compensation. Why is your flight delayed? It's a question every traveler has asked at least once, staring up at the departure board as the minutes tick by. Flight delays and overbookings are more common than you might think, and the reasons behind them are often a complex mix of factors, some within the airline's control and some completely out of their hands. Sometimes it's the weather. A blizzard in Chicago, a thunderstorm in Atlanta, or even heavy fog in San Francisco can bring entire airports to a standstill. These weather events don't just affect one city. They can ripple across the country, causing a domino effect of delays as planes and crews are stranded far from where they need to be. Or it's air traffic control. The sky is a crowded place with thousands of flights crisscrossing above us every day. When the FAA or local controllers say, "Hold up," every airline has to listen. Sometimes it's because of congestion in the air, other times it's due to safety concerns or even technical glitches in the control systems. No matter the reason, these delays can cascade, affecting flights all over the map. But let's talk about the reasons that are the airline's fault. Technical issues, like a mechanical problem discovered during a routine check, can ground a plane for hours. Maintenance problems might mean waiting for a part or a specialist. And then there's crew scheduling. If a pilot or flight attendant times out due to strict regulations, your flight can't leave until a replacement arrives. These are the delays that sting the most because they often feel preventable. And the most infuriating, overbooking. Airlines routinely sell more tickets than there are seats on the plane, betting that a few passengers won't show up. It's a calculated risk, but when everyone does show, chaos can erupt at the gate. Suddenly, there are more travelers than seats and someone's not getting on that flight. That's when the gate agents start offering travel vouchers, hotel stays, or even cash, hoping to entice volunteers to give up their seats. The scene can quickly turn into a high-stakes auction, with anxious travelers weighing the value of compensation against the inconvenience of a missed connection or a night in an unfamiliar city. These are the moments when you, as a passenger, have the most leverage. If you're flexible, you might walk away with a generous offer. But if you absolutely need to get to your destination, it pays to know your rights and stand your ground. It's crucial to understand the difference between delays caused by factors outside the airline's control, like weather or air traffic, and those that are the airline's responsibility, such as maintenance or overbooking. Your rights and the compensation you're entitled to can vary dramatically depending on the cause. So next time you're stuck at the airport, remember, knowledge is power. Understanding why your flight is delayed or overbooked is the first step to making sure you get what you deserve. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Your rights as an airline passenger. Whether you're a frequent flyer or only take to the skies once in a while, knowing what you're entitled to can make a world of difference when things don't go as planned. Air travel can be stressful, but understanding your rights puts you back in control, even when your journey hits a snag. In the United States, the Department of Transportation, often called the DOT, sets the rules that airlines must follow. These regulations are designed to protect you, the traveler, and ensure airlines treat you fairly. While the DOT doesn't cover every possible scenario, it does lay out clear guidelines for some of the most common issues passengers face. For example, if your flight is delayed, canceled, or you're involuntarily bumped from a flight, the DOT has specific rules about what airlines owe you. This might include meal vouchers, hotel accommodations, or even cash compensation, depending on the situation. However, not every inconvenience is covered, so it's important to know where the line is drawn. One of the most important protections is the tarmac delay rule. If you're stuck on the tarmac for more than 3 hours on a domestic flight, the airline must let you off the plane, unless there's a safety or security reason not to. This rule was created to prevent passengers from being trapped for hours without food, water, or access to restrooms. Now, if you're flying to, from, or within Europe, a different set of rules applies. The EU 261 regulation is one of the world's strongest passenger protection laws. It spells out exactly what you're owed if your flight is delayed, canceled, or you're denied boarding. Depending on the length of your delay and the distance of your flight, you could be entitled to hundreds of euros in compensation. But here's the catch. The reason for the disruption matters. If your flight is delayed or canceled due to extraordinary circumstances, like severe weather, political unrest, or airport strikes, the airline isn't required to pay compensation. But if the problem is within the airline's control, such as technical issues or crew shortages, you're likely entitled to compensation. So which rules apply to your trip? It all depends on your route. U.S. rules cover domestic flights within the United States, while EU 261 applies to flights departing from the EU or arriving in the EU on an EU-based airline. If you're flying internationally, you might be covered by both sets of rules at different points in your journey. Airlines often hope you're confused or unaware of your rights, making it easier for them to avoid paying compensation or providing assistance. Don't let uncertainty work against you. Take a few minutes before your trip to review the rules that apply to your flights. Remember, you're not just a seat number, you're a paying customer with rights. Stand your ground, ask questions, and don't be afraid to insist on what you're owed. The more you know, the smoother your journey will be. Let's talk about getting paid for your pain. Flight delays can be incredibly frustrating, especially when you have important plans or connections to make. But did you know that in some cases you might be entitled to compensation for the inconvenience? Understanding your rights can make a big difference. In the US, there's no law requiring cash for delays, just meal vouchers or a hotel if you're stranded overnight, and only if it's the airline's fault. But you can negotiate. Airlines often have policies in place to keep customers happy, so it's worth asking for more. You might be surprised at what you can get if you're polite but firm. If the delay is their fault, ask for more than a voucher. Sometimes you'll get it. Be clear about your needs and don't hesitate to mention any additional costs you've incurred due to the delay. Airlines want to maintain their reputation, and they might be willing to offer more to keep you satisfied. Under EU 261, it's clear over 3 hours late due to the airline. European regulations are much stricter. If your flight is delayed by more than 3 hours and it's the airline's fault, you're entitled to compensation. This can be a significant amount, so it's definitely worth pursuing. You get cash, up to 600 euros depending on the flight distance. The amount varies based on how far you're traveling, but it can be a substantial sum. Make sure to file your claim promptly and provide all necessary documentation. The secret, always ask for the specific reason for the delay and get it in writing. This documentation is crucial for your claim. Without it, the airline might dispute your eligibility for compensation. Operational reasons or technical issues mean you're owed. These are considered within the airline's control, so they are responsible for compensating you. Weather or air traffic control usually means you're not. These are considered extraordinary circumstances, and airlines are not required to compensate for delays caused by these factors. The cause is the key to unlocking compensation. Always know your rights and be prepared to advocate for yourself. With the right information and a little persistence, you can turn a frustrating delay into a more manageable situation. Nothing stings like being bumped from a flight you paid for. In the US, if you're involuntarily denied boarding, the DOT says you're owed cash, up to 400% of your one-way fare, capped at $1,550, depending on how late you arrive. Airlines will first try to find volunteers, offering vouchers that get higher as desperation grows. If you're flexible, negotiate for more. Don't take the first offer. If you're forced off, remember those numbers. 200% or 400% of your fare. They must pay you at the airport, not just promise it later. Don't let them shortchange you. Knowledge is power and money. Let's talk real-life wins. My friend Mark's European flight was delayed 5 hours by a crew issue. He knew about EU 261, filed a claim, and got 600 euros after some polite persistence. The Chen family got bumped from a holiday flight. Instead of taking the first offer, they negotiated $1,000 vouchers each, a hotel, and confirmed seats the next day. These aren't flukes. They're the result of knowing your rights and asking for what you're owed. Airlines count on you giving up. Don't. Keep your boarding passes, document everything, and get the reason for the delay in writing. When you file a claim, be clear, concise, and cite the rules. Persistence pays, literally. Not all airlines handle disruptions the same. Major carriers like Delta or United may offer vouchers or miles automatically for delays they cause, hoping to keep you happy. Their contracts of carriage spell out what you get. Meal vouchers, hotel rooms, easier rebooking. Ultra low-cost carriers, they stick to the bare minimum, maybe a rebooking, but don't expect extras. Before you book, check the airline's policies, especially if timing matters. The DOT's customer service dashboard compares major U.S. airlines policies at a glance. Sometimes, that cheap ticket isn't worth the risk. When chaos hits, don't yell at the gate agent. They're not the enemy. Be polite, be persistent, and have your info ready. Flight number, name, destination. Ask clearly for what you need. Rebooking, meal voucher, hotel. While others line up, call the airline or reach out on social media for faster help. Document everything. Photos of the delay board, names of staff, receipts for expenses. This is your evidence for a claim. After your trip, file a formal complaint with the airline, state the facts, attach proof, and specify what you want. Don't wait. Do it while details are fresh. Be clear, concise, and ready to follow up. Calm, organized action gets results. The best defense is preparation. Pack a carry-on survival kit meds, a change of clothes, toiletries, chargers, and a power bank. Download your airline's app and a flight tracker for real-time updates and rebooking. Book with a credit card that offers travel insurance, trip delay, and lost luggage coverage can save you. Know your rights before you go. Expect the unexpected. Delays happen. If you're prepared, you'll handle anything the airport throws at you. Thank you for watching. If you found this guide helpful, please like, share it with fellow travelers, and subscribe. Safe travels and see you in the next video.